91.3 WVKR. Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here with LocalMotion each and every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Thank you to Frank for the hour of Vinyl Triumph. Always great to hear what he's got spinning. Always great. Thank you, Frank. Show number 259 for me on these airwaves today. Yay! This music, this show, if it's your first time tuning in, is all about music of the Hudson Valley, musicians that live here, those coming to perform in our area venues, as well as those coming to record in our world-class area recording studios. 99.9% of the time, I have a guest joining me, as I will today, on the phone. Mike Montali of Hollis Brown will be my guest shortly, momentarily, 5 or 6 minutes. Look forward to talking with him. I think he's been on the show a while back. Hollis Brown is going to be doing an incidental live dinner music at the Falcon 5 weeks in a row, starting this Saturday. So we're going to talk to Mike about Hollis Brown, and we're going to play some of their music. Each of the shows that they're doing, this is a residency, is focused on a different album. The first show that they're doing this Saturday at the Falcon, January 30th, will be focused on their first release titled Ride on the Train. So let's take a listen to track one, title track from that right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR.
Playing clubs in the USA. Oh, she didn't even ask if I would stay. Call Chloe and listen to Havana moan. She was looking for a prince to be her groom. Right on the trail. Ride on the train, ride on the train, baby, don't look back. All right. Oh, the sun in the south never felt so good. In Savannah I did everything that I could. All I ever really wanted was a second try. In the clouds of Ohio we said goodbye. Ride on the trail. Playing clubs and I don't know why. Under skies of Ohio said goodbye. Trying to make it in rock and roll enterprise. In the streets of Decatur she told me lies. Now ride on the trail.
91.3 WVKR. Hollis Brown, title track from their 2013 release, Ride on the Train. And I have Mike. Mike, are you there?
I am here.
Perfect. We are on air and we are live. Mike Montali from Hollis Brown on the phone with me today. You got exciting things coming up.
That's right, we do. We're getting ready for our Saturday residency at the Falcon in Marlboro.
Love it. I know you've been there before. I've seen you there before, so that's really a fun place and one of the only live venues now doing what we call incidental dinner music because, of course, you know, we can't really advertise the show or anything like that, but it is incidental music while you're dining, and you get to, by chance, just see this amazing band. So, yeah, and I love the fact that you're doing a different theme every single time that you're doing the show on Saturdays.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be 5 Saturdays in a row, so we thought we'd switch it up and do a different album every week, chronologically from when we released them. So, you know, we've got 3 albums of original material, and then we've got 1 tribute album that we've recorded for the Velvet Underground, Loaded.
Yep.
And we're going to do a special tribute to the Rolling Stones and do Aftermath one of the weeks. So it's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're thankful to have a place to play these days, so we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Tony was my guest last week on the show, you know, and that's what he said, too. It's like, he's like, I'm getting these amazing bands because they just aren't able to play anywhere, you know, so we were talking about you guys as well. Let's do a little history. Tell us a little bit about Hollis Brown. I know you and your partner, Jonathan Bonilla?
Bonilla, yeah.
Bonilla, yeah. You guys met when? High school?
Yeah, we met in high school. We didn't really form the band until after high school. A couple of years after high school, we started kind of just wanting to write songs, and we were the only real people that we were like-minded in our musical taste. So we decided to get together in his dad's garage in Ozone Park, Queens, and we wrote a batch of songs, and we thought, well, all right, let's try and put a band together and play these live. So we started, you know, we were barely of age at the time, so we were sneaking into some places for a little while, but not too, you know, and kind of just finding any stage we could in New York City.
Right.
And working our way up to then, you know, kind of filling rooms in the city and then saying, okay, maybe we can go to Philadelphia. Maybe we can go, you know, kind of stretching out. And every year we've been stretching out a little more, and it's been growing every year since then. So.
When you guys first started out, when you say like-minded and same music, what were you guys listening to?
Well, we were listening to probably the 3 albums that we kind of locked in on together were the Velvet Underground, Loaded, which is why we did the tribute record to the Velvet Underground. Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie, and some early Frank Zappa stuff, and the Beatles, and the Stones, and Led Zeppelin, and we kind of went crazy and went through all of our Rolling Stone magazines and cut out, you know, all of these articles and hung them in the garage and kind of made it our hang for a few summers. So
nice. Hence the album that you came out with too, Ozone Park, right?
Ozone Park. Yeah, that's where we started the band in Dad's John Garage in Ozone Park, Queens.
Oh, man. Awesome. And then you started, 2009 or so? Tell us how you came up with the name. I mean, I know I've done the research on you, but how did you come up with your band name?
Yeah, we started playing in the garage probably around 2009, 2010, and we were writing songs. And we saw that the Rolling Stones had named their band after a Muddy Waters song, and we were trying forever to come up with a name. And we said, well, you know, we want to be known for our songs, so who's the best songwriter? Bob Dylan. And then we threw a bunch of those around, and we settled on Hollis Brown because it's really gives us all a cohesive identity. You hear the name, and we always say, you know, we're a band, not a man, but kind of when we come together, we get this one identity as a unit. And so we kind of stuck with that, and, you know, it took a little time for us to work our way up. So we didn't really release our first record until a few years after that, which was 2013. And that was Ride on the Train. And that's when I think we kind of became a real band.
Yeah.
You know, not just like in the garage and playing once in a while, just having fun. We kind of like started touring and really
Had
really
videos
going
out
after
there,
it.
right? And
Yeah, we got a small record deal, and we were traveling and touring around the States, and we were able to go to Europe because of the reception. So I think our coming out party was 2013 as an official debut, but we were writing songs and hanging and growing together in New York since 2009, 2010, yeah.
nice. And some of your songs also made it into films.
What'd you say? Sorry.
No problem. Some of your songs also made it into films.
Yeah, we've been lucky with that. You know, we were able to get a lot of TV and film stuff. One of our songs was the theme song for a Michael Keaton movie called The Founder. We've been featured in a bunch of TV and some other films also. So it's great. It keeps us going.
Yeah, absolutely. Must be great to hear your music on a soundtrack.
It's funny because when I was on hold waiting to talk to you, I heard right on the train on the home speaker, and I was like, "Wow, it's nice to hear our song playing somewhere."
Yeah, absolutely. Well, since that's the focus of your Saturday show at the Falcon, I'm going to play quite a few tracks from that particular album. So, so we'll do that for sure. So after Ride on the Train, talk to me. You know, you started expanding, you traveled, you're on film, and then this Lou Reed tribute concert that you did.
Yeah, Ride on the Train came out in 2013, and we started going. And Lou Reed passed away, who was one of our heroes, and we were asked to do a benefit show in the Lower East Side. And, you know, they had a bunch of artists. Some of them were famous, some of them were, you know, just scene kind of people. And everybody did one song. But we kind of got the courage to say, well, you know, Loaded really touched us, so we want to do something crazy at this thing. Can we do the Loaded song? And then they were like, sure, you can do it, but you got to go on last because, you know, you're going to do 10 songs. So, and we're like, yeah, we'll go on last, no problem.
That's perfect, actually, right?
Yeah, you would think, but needless to say, the concert ran about 7 hours too long.
Oh.
And so we wound up going on at like 2 in the morning. And we did the whole thing, though. It was awesome, actually, you know. And I think there were a few writers still there, and we got kind of a good review about it. And so literally the very next day, I think there was like Spin Magazine and Rolling Stone wrote about how we did Loaded. And then we got a call from our label at the time, Alive Records, and they said, well, you guys already know the song. What about going in the studio and just recording it in a day or two live, and we can put out a small release for Record Store Day. We'll do like 500 or 1,000 copies, and we'll just have a fun release. So we thought, yeah, why not? That sounds great. So 2014 was our Record Store Day release. It was a tribute to the Velvet Underground, and we called it Hollis Brown Gets Loaded.
I love it.
And it did really, really good for us. It sold out quickly, and we had to print more up. Which was great. And, you know, now every time we go and play somewhere, somebody's screaming, you know, Sweet
Loaded.
Jane.
Yeah, or Sweet Jane.
Like
Yeah. I wonder
but we love it, you know.
Yeah. And on the 6th of February, that will be your gig. Then you're going to be doing the Velvet Underground Loaded release.
Yeah, that'll be week 2 of the 5-week residency. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. And then week 3, of course, follows in chronological order of your release, 3 Shots.
Yep, 3 Shots is our 2015 release. That was the second album of original music, and it came out on Julian Records, and that record really turned the corner for us because we toured for probably 2.5 years straight.
Whoa.
Pretty much nonstop. It was insane. You know, we did like 3 European tours. We opened up for an entire 6 months for the Counting Crows and Citizen Cope, and we wound up opening for all these other great artists. And so, yeah, that was kind of a workhorse record for us where we just kept going.
I've been playing Cathedral off of that. I like that track.
Oh, wow. Really? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. No, definitely.
You know, we never played that one live because it's so like produced on the record that it's kind of, for me anyway, you know, the rest of the band, but for me it's like hard to really capture that tune with just without the extra things. But we're going to give it a shot at the Falcon on week 3.
Awesome. Are you guys getting together ahead of time to kind of clean up a little? Or are you just saying, hey, we know this stuff, we're let's just meet at the Falcon?
It's a bit of both. It's we live in the city still, so it's been a little difficult to get rehearsal rooms and get spaces that we can actually, get in due to the COVID restriction stuff. So, we do like some apartment kind of jams just to brush up on maybe songs like that. That might need a little bit of work, but some of the other songs that we play regularly, we got that in the bank.
Right.
I shouldn't even say that because now we're gonna, we're gonna mess them up. But,
no, you won't. No, you won't.
Yeah, okay. It's a combination of that,
Right. Right.
Trying to navigate the musical live music these days.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you that someone that is a frequent flyer at the Falcon, that just as excited as musicians are to play again in a limited room of people, so are the people attending, because it's so nice to see live music, in a really safe space. I mean, you'll see the tables.
Very safe.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and you don't realize how much you miss it until you hear something. You're like, oh man.
Yeah. Oh, it's just, for me, it's therapy. Like, if I don't see live music, I don't know, if I falter at the seams, it doesn't work out well for me. So it's just, it's a great thing, just a great energy to feed off the band and the energy from the audience to you guys. And the Falcon, you must make a reservation. I want to throw that out there because I know you guys have a huge set of fans. So you can't just show up Saturday at the Falcon. You do need to make a reservation. So I always guide people towards their website, and you can make the reservation online, or you can give them a call, but you can't just show up. And it's very, strictly guided, CDC guides. Tables are spread apart. It's at like 50% capacity. Everybody's wearing masks and sanitizer everywhere. So it's a really cool place. And Tony's put a lot of effort into the filtration system and leaves the doors open. It's a little chilly sometimes, but hey, better to be chilly and safe,
Yeah, he does a great job there, following the rules and keeping it a great experience for everybody, including the musicians. So really thankful to him. Yeah,
absolutely. And your latest release, was that Ozone Park?
Yeah, that was our latest release. So we worked 3 shots. It was a lot of gigging and a lot of playing. And so by the time we were able to make our last record was 2019 by the time it came out. And it's Ozone Park. It was kind of an homage to getting back to why we started playing music in the garage and just writing stuff that we liked and we loved, and not having to think about, who might like this song. Or, just like, let's just make a record we want to make and something that's a little more modern sounding. So kind of made an alternative rock record, which is also music that we love. And that has been our most successful record yet. So,
see? Doesn't that teach you a big lesson, right?
It does, yeah, it really is. You got to be passionate about it and believe in it and just like what you're doing, and hopefully that comes across. And 2019 for us was an awesome year. We were on tour pretty much the whole year. We headlined in Europe for like 6 weeks, and then we toured with Robert Randolph and the Family Band and
they're great.
Trouble and a bunch of other great bands. And so, yeah, it was kind of like back in the swing of things for us. And 2020, we had planned on headlining the entire year again and keeping the Ozone Park tour cycle alive. But, it wasn't in the cards. But we decided to write. So we've got a new record written.
Yeah.
We've got a brand new album written, and we decided to also do another tribute record. So we recorded the Rolling Stones Aftermath as kind of like a follow-up to, Hollis Brown Presents Rock and Roll or something with the Velvet Underground being Volume 1 and the Stones will be Volume 2. So hopefully that'll come out soon. And yeah, so we've just been recording and creating, and we actually did something pretty cool. We called it the Backyard, the Great Lawn Tour, where we were just going up, thank goodness we have some great fans and some supportive people, and people opened up our homes to us in the backyards and just had a few friends out and play and kind of hang, and and very safe outdoor stuff. Kind of, nobody wants to be taking too many chances, but we were able to make it work through 2020. So we're hopeful for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about the members in your band, Mike.
Sure. Jonathan Bonilla is the lead guitar player, another co-founder with me. We started the band together, write a majority of the tunes. Andrew Zano is our drummer. I think he's one of the best drummers on the planet, to be honest with you. He's very versatile. He's got a great sense of rhythm. Mm-hmm. He comes from a jazz background, too, which is nice.
Yep.
So it's not, sometimes when you go watch a rock band, it's just like, how hard can you hit the drums? And there's a lot of rock, but not a lot of roll.
Yep.
And with Andy, he's got that kind of Charlie Watts roll to his style, so it's really nice and rhythmic. We've got Chris Uriola on the bass guitar. He's a really great rock bass player, great energy, great person. And Michael Hessline will be playing the keyboards as just helping the cause these days.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Every time I've met a drummer that started out with jazz and becomes a rock drummer, they are the best. Just because
it's always the best.
Always the best. I've had Anton Fig on a couple of times. And,
nice.
And he started out in jazz and classical, actually. And now he's with Joe Bonamassa and Kiss, Ace Frehley, the whole thing, and he just killed it. And yeah, those jazz background drummers are really good. Good stuff.
Yeah, they seem to have better dynamics and more musicality and just a better feel, I think, for vibing with a band, because a band is kind of an organism, especially when it's live. So
right.
Sometimes rock drummers are just pounding and pounding and pounding, but they're not listening.
Right.
I find a lot of jazz drummers listen to what's going on and roll with it. So.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, listen, I'm going to definitely make one of your 5 shows, Hollis Brown at the Falcon, the residency starting this Saturday, January 30th. Last show will be February 27th. It sounds like so much fun. So I'll definitely come up and say hello. I thank you for your time here, Mike, today, and keep rocking, doing what you're doing, and we look forward to having you at the Falcon. We're going to play a couple of tracks from Ride on the Train. Which ones would you like me to spin?
Oh, man. I like Walk on Water. That one's kind of a rocker. I like Nightfall. That one's a very personal song for me.
All right.
And you can pick whatever you like.
Awesome. I'll play both of those right now, so that's very cool. And, awesome. Thanks again for your time, Mike, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the Falcon starting Saturday.
Rockin'. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Have a good
Bye-bye.
one. Ciao. Mike Montali, Hollis Brown. They are, as we just mentioned, doing a 5-week Saturday residency at the Falcon in Marlborough. That starts this Saturday. The restaurant is open from 6 to 9 p.m., and music is at around 7:30, and you must make a reservation. You must wear a mask unless you're seated and eating, of course, and tables are, I think, 50%, if that. So that's happening at the Falcon, live at thefalcon.com. Let's keep listening to some music by Hollis Brown here. This one's called Nightfall, 91.3 WVKR.
you say goodbye? Don't you ever wonder why things aren't what you planned? At least you got someone to understand. Oh, blame it on the summer wind.
91.3 WVKR. Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. It's 4:35. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here on LocalMotion each and every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. There was a trifecta of Hollis Brown. We just heard Down on Your Luck. Prior to that, the track titled Walk on Water, and started that off with Nightfall. All those tracks are off Hollis Brown inaugural CD, 2013 it came out, and it's called Ride on the Train. They will be doing this residency at the Falcon 5 weeks, starting this Saturday, going through the 27th of February. You must make a reservation. The show's at 7 o'clock. Live incidental music while you're dining at the Falcon. And this week, they're going to be doing the 10 tracks from Ride on the Train, what you're hearing right now. So I'm going to play a few more tracks later on during the show. And right now, we'll switch it on over to a few more local artists, probably about another dozen or so. So we've got some great music lined up for everybody. Thanks for tuning in, whether it's online at wvkr.org or perhaps the TuneIn phone app, or I don't know, maybe just simply on the dial. However it is that you're here, much appreciated that you are. Hopefully safe and sound from the snow that we've received, and on your way to a good day. So turning into an evening slowly but surely. There's this wonderful happening once a month at the Howland Cultural Center. It's called the Valley Hour. And it's hosted by my friends Annalise and Ryan. They've been doing it for the past 4 or 5 months, and it's becoming a very successful event. It is now free. And they're doing another show, the first one of 2021, tomorrow. So you can go to thevalleyhour.com and register to see the show live stream tomorrow. They will be featuring 2 guests, as they always do, and they'll play a few tracks as well. Annalise and Ryan, that is. So the 2 musicians that they're featuring on the Valley Hour tomorrow are the next 2 tracks you'll hear here on LocalMotion. Let's start it off with Roseanne Fino from her release titled Out From Under. Let's take a listen to The Devil Says, 91.3 WVKR.
I'm on the train platform, hands in my pockets, touching my phone, and I'm thinking of calling to see where you are, to see if it's far, or maybe I'll just stay here staring at the stars. And you say that you never had good love, well it's 'cause you give up faster than I've ever run. With your mama's hand and your daddy's disgust, you're always looking to get on the next bus. And I can't help thinking that love is cruel. And I can't help saying that I could change for you. And the devil says, don't you dare make a deal with me. But the night grows cold when you're tired of being lonely. And you want to compare our scars like they're maps to prove how hard it was for us both to get to this stage. But I'm tired of that game. It always ends up the same. So I'm throwing the white flag in this war of pain. And can you take me to the water? Heard it's a good place to get clean. And maybe then I could show you that I'm not actually all that mean. And I could wash my veins of this gypsy queen and go back to the person that I used to be. And I can't help thinking that love is cruel. And I can't help saying that I could change for you. And the devil says, don't you dare make a deal with me. But the night grows cold you're tired of being lonely.
The sky's filled with stars, the ocean was salt. Night full of dreamers, and I'm filled with fault. Thought you should know you fill up my thoughts. See, I like you, I miss you, that's all. There's a girl full of love who lives by the sea. She fills up pages with words about me. She's honest and brave and also afraid, intrigued by the world, but she cries for the hate. There's a boy full of love who lives inside me. He's searching to find what it is that he needs. He's honest and brave and also afraid. So much to give, but not one to take. The sky's filled with stars, the ocean with salt. The night full of dreamers, and I'm filled with fault. I thought you should know you fill up my thoughts. See, I like you, I miss you, that's all. She tells me her secrets and I sing her my songs. She thinks that I'm handsome, I think that she's strong. I heard she's been sad ever since I've been gone. I tell her I miss you too, but I'm where I belong. The sky's filled with stars, the ocean with salt. The night full of dreamers, and I'm filled with faults. I thought you should know you fill up my thoughts. See, I like you, I miss you, that's all. And I'll see you again in the fall. See, I like you, I miss you, that's all.
91.3 WVKR. Dan Zlotnick, off his release titled Bumpers, came out in 2017. We heard Ballad of Dreamers. Also heard Roseanne Fino off her release Out From Under, and we heard The Devil Says. Both of them are going to be on the live stream tomorrow, the Valley Hour, which will be broadcasting live from the Howland Cultural Center in Beacon, New York. It is just a stunning place to see a show. The acoustics in there are absolutely phenomenal. Their video work is top notch. It's very professionally done. This is not just, a phone that's a live stream. This is a real serious live stream. You can get a link to the performance. This is a free show now. This will be the first time it's free. And thevalleyhour.com, and you can check them out tomorrow night. I believe the show starts at 8 o'clock, but go to thevalleyhour.com. All the info is there to register tomorrow. And again, the guests tomorrow will include Dan Zlotnick, Roseanne Fino, and of course, hosted by my friends Annalise and Ryan. Now, let's move on over. There's a great event happening tonight, and I want to tell you about it a little bit after we listen to one of the performers. This is happening tonight, a part of the Bardavon. Bardavon Presents on their YouTube channel. They're going to be doing an online series for several weeks. This one tonight will be to commemorate the 51st anniversary of the release of Van Morrison's legendary Moondance album. One of the performers that will be there tonight will be our friend Ian Flanagan. Let's take a listen to Ian's newest release. This is a debut single, and this just came out right after his performance on NBC's The Voice. Let's take a listen right now to Ian Flanagan here on 91.3 WVKR.
You still say goodbye like it's the last time. You make friends like you've known them your whole life. You see, laugh lines not young or old, don't know the difference which are broke. And I hope you never learn. Life ain't always blue skies, windows down. The ones you love, sometimes you hurt. And I could teach you how this cruel world turns, but I hope you never learn, never learn. I'll never learn. You don't know, not all people love all people, and all you see is good, you don't see evil. There's some dreams you should let go, and there's dreams you should let go. And I hope you never learn. Life ain't always blue skies, windows down. The ones you love, sometimes you hurt. And I could teach you how this cruel world turns, but I hope you never learn. Never learn. I'll never learn how to break somebody's heart, how to give up when it gets too hard. Haven't learned the hard way yet, and I hope you never start. Life ain't always blue skies, windows down. The ones you love, sometimes you hurt. I could teach you how this cruel world turns, but I hope you never learn, never learn. I'll never learn, never learn. I'll never learn.
The city that dreams. Ring them bells from the sanctuaries across the valleys and streams. Deep and the wide, and the world's on its side. Time is running backwards, and so is the bride. Poor man's son. Ring them bells so the world will know that God is one. Shepherds asleep where the willows weep, and the mountains are filled with lost sheep. Ring them bells for the blind and the deaf. Ring them bells for those of us who are left. Ring them bells for the chosen few who will judge the many when the game is through. Ring them bells for the time to fly, for the child who cried, room. Ring the bells from the fortress for the lilies that bloom. Lines are long, fighting is strong, and we are breaking down the distance between a right and a wrong. We are breaking down the distance between a right and a wrong.
91.3 WVKR, 4:53 p.m. The voice of Amy Helm on Cindy Cash Dollar's release. The track is called Ring Them Bells, and Cindy Cash Dollar's newest release, Waltz for Abilene. Just a wonderful, fantastic release. There's 13 tracks on here. CindyCashDollar.com was released in 2020. She has an incredible amount of guest artists performing with her on this release. Some of them including Albert Lee, Rory Block, Sonny Landreth, Marsha Ball, Arlen Roth, John Sebastian, Larry Campbell. Yeah, it's stocked full of goodies. Really good stuff. Cindy Cash Dollar, Waltz for Abilene. We also heard Ian Flanagan, his debut single, Never Learn. That was released when he was a finalist on NBC's The Voice just last month, right before the holidays. He was on the show, and, you know, he's from Saugerties, New York, Ian Flanagan, and now is touring. He's all over the place. He and his family, Ayla and their daughter, are living in a RV, and they are traveling, and they're doing house concerts. They're, you know, going to small venues. I don't know where they are right now, somewhere in this beloved country of ours, but Ian Flanagan Music is his website, and he has gotten a ton of fans because he made it to number 3 on NBC's The Voice. So he was in the finale, and he's local, man. He's the Hudson Valley local guy. So if you're not familiar with him, IanFlanaganMusic.com. Now, Ian will be tonight part of the Bardavon event that's happening tonight for free, 8 p.m. on the Bardavon Presents YouTube channel. They are doing an online series to commemorate the 51st anniversary celebration of the release of Van Morrison's legendary Moondance album. And this is what's going on tonight. I know what I'm doing at 8 o'clock. And you can see this again on the YouTube channel, Bardavon Presents. So featuring original performances created especially for the Bardavon. Here's who you can see tonight. You can see Paula Cole. She'll be performing And It Stoned Me. You can hear and see Sweet Honey in the Rock, and they'll be doing the track called Moondance. Lindsay Webster and Keith Slattery will be doing the track Crazy Love. Tom Chapin and the Chapin Sisters will be doing Caravan. Ricky Lee Jones will be performing Into the Mystic tonight. Boom Cat will be doing Come Running. Jesse Colin Young will be performing These Dreams of You. Our friend Ian Flanagan will be performing Brand New Day. And last but not least, Robert Burke Warren and the Mammals will be performing the track Everyone. Star-studded tonight happening. Bardavon Presents, youtube.com. You can also go to bardavon.org to learn a little bit more, but that's what's happening tonight at the Bardavon, 8 o'clock, and it's free. So, good stuff. Let's see. We're going to keep the music flowing here. It is 4:57. You are tuned in to WVKR 91.3 WVKR here, broadcasting live from Vassar College, also online at WVKR.org. I was sent some music, a week or so ago, and I want to give it a spin right here, right now. They call themselves Cohen and Clee. Let's take a listen to their newest single here, 91.3.
All alone in my room, staring at a picture of you in the bed we used to lay. People say you're happy, I wish it was with me and not the new man by your side. I'll take the blame, the fault is mine, and it kills me every time. I was wrong more than right, I should have held you tight and kissed your tears away. I can feel my heart break, I made my share of mistakes, but baby I understand, you're with a better man. So many nights you cried, so many times I lied. I don't blame you for leaving me. This house just ain't a home now that I'm all alone and you're so far away. This is the price that I have to pay for letting my baby slip away. I was wrong more than right, I should have held you tight and kissed your tears away. I can feel my heart break, I made my share of mistakes, but baby I understand, you're with a better man. When it whispers in your ear all the things you need to hear, I wish those words were mine. Oh yeah, I was wrong more than right, I should have held you tight and kiss your tears away. I can feel my heart break, I made my share of mistakes, but baby I understand, you're with a better man, you're with a better man. Oh, oh, oh. He's the better man.
91.3 WVKR. Jeff Siege Siegel, his release titled King of Koza, Jeff Siege Siegel Quartet, featuring special guests Faya Faku and Fred Berry-Hill. Also on this CD, along with Jeff, includes Erica Lindsay on tenor saxophone, Francesca Tanksley on piano, and Rich Syracuse on bass. Jeff and Rich, longtime collaborators with Lee Shaw, famous jazz pianist from up in the Capital Region area. She passed away a few years ago, and those two played with her for many, many years. JeffSiegeljazz.com is the website. This wonderful CD was recorded locally at NRS Recording Studios up in Catskill. At the helm was, of course, Scott Petito. And it's just really, this CD is dedicated to the memory of Nelson Mandela, Jeff Marks, and Dr. Lee Shaw. And if you buy it, you can read a whole bunch about it on the inside cover. Hence, I'm super old school. I know people don't buy CDs, but that's the only way I roll albums or CDs. I don't do downloads. So congratulations, Jeff, on one of my favorite releases of yours that I have. We also heard brand new music by Steve Cohen and Jessica Klee titled Better Man. Thanks for sending that to me, guys. Always appreciate that. And what time? We got 5:07. Be here till 6 o'clock. I'm your host, Rita Ryan. Each and every Wednesday, we are here bringing you music of the Hudson Valley. So this was an artist I had on a few months ago on the show, and I have been enamored by her music for several years, probably close to 10, I should say, almost a decade, and found out about her, and she's just delightful, absolutely delightful. Let's take a listen right now to Ms. Sarah Phim, 91.3.
Storm clouds gathering gingerly as if alive. Bring me your light. Savagery leaves such damaging seeds. Lost in the deep by the banks of belief, they rise. Swim bitterly against the sweetest goodbye. Bring me a light to shine. Storm clouds gathering faster than our ghosts can hide inside. Bring me a light. Only love escapes the weight of wickedness disguised. No one's listening anymore. We got one foot out the door, one foot out the door. No one's listening anymore. We got one foot out the door, one foot out the door. Hold on tight, hold on tight. Gotta love right now, love right now. Gotta hold on tight, hold on tight. Gotta love right now, love right now. Hold on tight, hold on tight. Love right now, love right now. Hold on tight, hold on tight. Love right now, love right now. We gotta love right now.
If you could hear me now, if you could hear me somehow, if you could hear the words that I'm thinking about a world on fire, good thoughts lost in the mire, and it seems like no one's listening. If you could see me now, if you could see me somehow, if you could see the world where we're living, where the money's in charge and the black coal barge, and there's no more fish to be fishing. If you could hear me now, if you could hear me somehow, if you could hear what my soul is screaming, that we are one in the land of the sun, and there's no more fear of dreaming. If you could know me now, if you could know me somehow, if you could know the pain that I'm feeling, could see me now, if you could see me somehow, if you could see the things that I'm seeing, that the people win and prosper in the end, and leave something to believe in. If you could hear me now, if you could hear me somehow, if you could hear the thoughts that I'm spinning, the time is short by any report, and there's more to do than singing. If you could know me now, if you could know me somehow, if you could know the things that I'm reading, that peace is stalled without prosperity for all. Let the flowers and the weeds in. If you can hear me now, if you hear me somehow, if you hear the words that I'm hoping, that we win the race against time and space, and the whole world is wide open.
91.3 WVKR, the sweet, captivating voice of Ruth Unger from the Mammals. We just heard their latest release, No Net, and we heard the song If You Could Hear Me Now. I love Ruthie's voice. Mike and Ruthie consist of the Mammals. This release came out 2020, the Mammals.love. Great news about the Mammals. So they host two festivals a year, a Winter Hoot and the Summer Hoot, and they're usually done at the Ashokan Center up in Olive Bridge, which is just outside of Woodstock. Obviously, this year, can't do it in person, so what they're doing is a live stream. The Winter Hoot will be on February 6th, which I do believe is a Saturday, and it's going to be an afternoon and evening filled with some great guests that they're going to be having. Just announced this afternoon is Ani DeFranco. Ani DeFranco will be part of the Hoot, and you can visit thehoot.love for info to that show. Also playing will be Mike and Ruthie, also The Restless Age, Gail Ann Dorsey, and a bunch more. That's happening February 6th. You can also go to the AshokanCenter.org or hoot.love. That's going to be a nice afternoon of